Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Good morning, everyone. It's a crazy morning over here.
You guys, what is it, Tuesday? Oh, my goodness.
It's Wednesday.
This is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh, my God. I just need to go to bed.
Waffle Wednesday.
Let there be waffles.
There's waffles. I get
We
it.
must all have waffles forthwith.
Happy Wednesday.
It's showtime.
Welcome into the Sports Guy Mike Show. I gotta say, I've never heard of Waffle Wednesday. That's got to be a new one. Waffle Wednesday. Sports Guy Mike Show. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and making us a part of your day on Waffle Wednesday. You can hear us on KCBR 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040. You can also listen to us on 100 Mix FM as well as SportsGuyMike.com. Sports Guy Mike, Brandon Morrell hanging out with you. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, just got a chance to catch up on some movies last night, and did some work stuff this morning, so everything is good to go, man. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day, you know?
Hump day. I know. It's like I still know this COVID thing is kind of, still lingering, but I still get days jacked up. I woke up this morning. I thought it was Thursday, bro. I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, oh, my God, I had an appointment yesterday. I didn't go to it. Like,
it makes you feel it. Your body clock is off, no doubt, man. It makes you get your days backwards and definitely trying to catch up on sleep and everything else. And, of course, I'm 2-month-old now, so I'm rarely, like I said, middle of the night or something like that, so dude, it starts to, your body clock,
your sleep isn't going to be regular for quite some time.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So just get used to that.
Too,
yeah.
Felt it.
So today on the show, of course, we're going to talk about some NFL news that's popped up, as well as some NBA news and even some MLB news. But first, NFL players are not expected to return to their team facilities until training camp. Sources told ESPN. Adam Schefter reported that most teams already have reopened their facilities on a limited basis for essential employees and amid the coronavirus pandemic, but healthy players still are not allowed to return. So, the thing about this is, again, it's coming down to, slow a little bit here. It's like playing chess. They're moving a pawn here. They're moving a pawn there. Discussions about when to allow players to return are continuously ongoing, and neither the NFL nor any teams have announced official dates for when training camp will begin. Now, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell informed teams yesterday in a memo obtained by ESPN that they must hold training camps in their main practice facilities because of the virus. So, we're seeing a little bit of movement as far as, you can't do this, but we can do that. I'm starting to wonder if the NFL is being this cautious, which they have every right to be. And, the other thing is, too, that the NFL is saying that camps have to be in their facilities. There's no more joint practices can be held. So everything's going to have to be done inside their own facility, which is fine because they can test everybody that comes in and out of there, or goes in there, I should say, will get tested. It makes me wonder, Brandon, if the NHL, if the MLB, if the NBA, if they really even have, I know they have everything laid out and they say that this is what we want to do. This is how we want, when we do open it back up, this is what we want to do. Here's the problem, though. I'm sitting here watching the NFL saying, well, team practices and, there'll be no, cross practices and everybody's got to stay in the facility. If they're concerned that much about it right now, how in the hell are the other three going to not do practice, but get their seasons restarted? I just don't know. I almost feel like it's all pop and circumstance. I think it's all just, we're trying, and this is what we want to do. I just don't know if it's ever going to go off at all. I feel like we sit here and talk about this day in and day out. like you say at the end of every program, man, I hope something happens overnight that we get to say, come on the program in the morning and say, hey, NFL is open for business or NBA is open for business. I just reading this last night and this morning, I don't know how those other 3 leagues are going to get this off when I'm sitting here watching the NFL tiptoe and walk on ice.
I mean, one of my problems with it, too, is the fact is not that, nothing's getting done. They're finding little things to nitpick right now instead of hammering out deals to get their players back on the field. But what gets me is if you tune into, like, social media, like I was reading on Twitter and some other different social outlets yesterday, you don't hear a lot of the players speaking out on social media about resuming their season. Right. And that's a worrisome thing to me because as a season is going on and games are being played, of course, guys are traveling and things like that, whatever one of the 4 major professional sports that it is, guys are always talking smack to the competition, to their competitors, to their opponents. Sometimes they're just making jokes on there too, having fun. Sure. Right now, you don't see players, and due to the circumstances, you shouldn't see players having fun, but at least to have some dialogue on there and to be able to talk on social media. And you even wonder if it's not happening on social media with their fans and their followers. What about the owners? And the owners are trying to speak out more and put deals in front of players that players are rejecting right now. I mean, I don't know how much the dialogue is going on between the 2 parties. And as we sit here, day in and day out, and of course we look every day to come on the air and talk about something that's gotten done, I just don't feel like anything is concrete. It's all speculation, very subjective. And right now they're finding little things, like you said, to nitpick. And it's almost like hopping on one leg to get to where they want to go instead of using 2 feet to get in their straight line. And so my problem with it is if dialogue's going on, I'm finding it very hard to believe in the things that I read out there too at the same time. So we'll, again, it's like you said, wait and see approach. And who knows if they even really want to play? That's the bottom line.
I mean, don't you think at some point now MLB, I can see it kind of trying to, and the players being like, hey, we got to get this going. We need our money. We want this, to open up. We kind of got interrupted as well. Mm-hmm. I just feel like the NBA and the NHL, unless you guys get this crap done. Look, let me put it to you this way. You guys don't get this figured out by Friday, stop. I
agree.
Stop.
Yeah.
NBA, NHL, if you don't get your hub cities, you don't get something concrete, written, good to go, CDC, everything in play by Sunday at 5 p.m., call it a day. Enough is enough, man. Chris Braden made a comment yesterday about we're getting really good at not talking about sports.
Yeah.
I am tired.
I am. Me too. I am too.
Of the assumptions and the promises and the ifs. Yeah. Do it. Get it together. Stop bloviating about it and just freaking do it. If you can't get it done by Sunday, be done. I just don't know how many more weeks are you going to go? Well, we want to do this. Well, we want to do that. You can at some point, and I get it, and I know that the owners are completely freaking out because they're losing millions upon millions of dollars that they need to pay these players. So I get it. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to sell out them by saying, oh, you guys are stupid, get it together. It's just getting a little much. I feel like they're just treading water. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers are scheduled for the Hall of Fame game. That game, of course, is in Canton, Ohio, and it's scheduled for August 6th. Now, let me tell you, folks, that's less than 60 days. I mean, it's right there.
Around the corner. Yeah.
They would be the first 2 teams to report in late July. Pittsburgh usually trains in nearby Latrobe, Pennsylvania, which is open. Cowboys held training camp in Oxford, California from 2012 to 2019 and had been in discussion with the city as well as River Ridge residents in their camp home after pushing back their dates this summer, as well as securing the site for camps in the future. So here's 2 teams right now that are playing the first game of the year.
Yeah.
Not the actual game, but the first preseason game. And it's 60 days away. And they're still kind of a little sketchy about it. There's already talk, we might have to push this out. But yet NBA these guys want to come. And I'm like, dude, find a way, move forward, or chalk it up and say, you know what? We're going to vacate this year, and we're going to move towards making next season better and figuring out a way to get it done. Because right now, it just feels like empty talk.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing has happened. Nothing has transpired. I don't hear anything other than great ideas about when it opens.
It's almost like hot air coming out of somebody's mouth when they sit there and talk and don't have anything to back it up. And my issue with it, too, is the fact, like you said, not only just running out of time, but the vote is coming up for the NBA tomorrow, I believe it is, on June 4th. So we're going to get some traction. We're going to see if both sides can approve this and have, some type of stability and get some type of season. I know with this, they're going to go straight to some type of playoff format. It's still unclear as to what the rules are for the NBA. So, I commend Adam Silver at least for getting it to a vote. The NHL did that too as well, but there's still some, parameters of the deal to line out. You still got to find, like you said, your hub cities to host and play. And I think if the NBA is going to do it, you're right. It's Sunday by 5:00. If it's not, man, wash your hands and be done with it, because this is it. And I think for every sport now, as every day goes by and there's no traction or any type of headway for any type of deal to get done for a return to play protocol, the economic provisions of each sport is going to continue to take a hit, and billions of dollars are going to continue to be lost. So we'll see what the NBA does in the next couple of days. I know with that, they're talking about the finals being, I saw something last night, late in October, middle of October, and then followed up with that, you start free agency and the NBA draft, and then you're trying to start a season in December. That's a very, very tough timeline for things to occur.
Absolutely. Las Vegas Raiders rookie receiver Henry Ruggs III, Jesus, the team's top draft pick, suffered a cut to his thigh recently while moving things into a trailer, his father told AL.com on Monday. Raiders source told the team was told that Ruggs will be fine. Well, the dude got a cut. Like, if they would have said, hey, this idiot fell down the stairs trying to move and broke his femur, like, okay, you're an idiot. It says he was trying to move a trailer or something, move furniture or something, and the trailer just kind of pinned him against a car or a wall or something, is what Henry Ruggs Jr. said. He's pretty much okay. I'm about to go out there and see him in a little bit. It was just like a little open wound on his leg, a little incision, like something had stuck him right on his thigh. Now, look, I know you're trying to move your stuff, and now you got money. And let me explain something to you, bro. I know it's only rookie money, but you were picked number 2 overall, or excuse me, you're picking the first round. Here's the thing. You have first round money. You could have, dude, I hire people to move, and I don't make the rookie money you making. Hire somebody. The number 12 overall pick should be able to afford some movers. I don't know what you're doing, Henry, but they're going to kind of rely on you when this season does start. And in order for you to get paid and get the big bucks down the line, you got to start thinking smart, dude. You got to stop thinking like a kid. I know he's still a kid, but I mean, and look, I get it. It was just a scratch, and now it could have dug deep and it could have affected tendons, and you don't know. So for me, it's just about, again, it goes back to, which I don't know if they are going to do it because of COVID, but it comes back to the rookie symposium. I honestly think that thing needs a complete overhaul.
Yeah.
I think people that need to come in there, I think the discussions, all of it needs a complete and utter overhaul, because even something like this, as minor and minuscule as it may sound to the next guy, doing something stupid like moving your own furniture could be detrimental to you and your freaking career.
Yeah, it could be an overhaul for that too. And of course, that's one of the things that I think that needs to be done in every sport, not just the NFL. I think you have it in all the other sports too, but they don't talk about it enough as they do the NFL when it comes down to it, especially on the networks and stuff like that. So it's just, unfortunate situation like that happen. I know for me, when it comes to moving, man, you rent your truck, pay for your truck, and sometimes if you don't get family to help you out, you move your own crap. And so that's just one of those things that you just got to kind of chalk up and just do it sometimes. And for me, like I said, when the paychecks come out and the payroll for those guys, and like you said, rookie money, so he could hire somebody and get it done for him too at the same time. And thank God it wasn't worse, because here's a guy that's going to be explosive on the field. Oh yeah, for John Gruden and for whoever quarterback's under center. I still think it'll be Derek Carr. And I think there's a guy we could be looking at as rookie of the year candidate for the Las Vegas Raiders there too at the same time. Like I said, he came out of a great program, and like I said, speedy recovery. Like you said, just a scratch, but. For me, when I saw that story, I just kind of smirked. I said, man, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Let's start talking about ball games. I'm like, good Lord. I'm ready for
I know.
competition on the field.
We have to talk about wide receivers getting scratches on their legs during a move because there's nothing on the field to report.
So we're getting like Chris said yesterday, we're getting good about talking about non-sports stuff, but man, I'm ready to talk about. I don't even care. Like I said, bring hockey back, or because it's just, and like I said, I love watching soccer too. And what hurts this year is the fact is we always would turn to something in times like this, which would be the Summer Olympics, and the Summer Olympics won't take place until next year. So huge fan of all those athletes that go out there and for Tokyo 2021, it's still going to be fun to watch next year. But man, it was such a fun summer event to always watch the Summer Olympics. I'd even love to, like you said, report on that, or the track events or something, or swimming.
I report on the Olympics, bro. Don't get it twisted. I report on the Olympics. I love how Margie just chimed in and said, give him a Band-Aid. That's not usually the comments we get. Yeah. We usually get comments like, well, he did have 3 interceptions last week. Yeah. We're getting comments like, give him a Band-Aid. Yeah. That's where we're at. Yeah. 3 homers, 6 runs batted in. And we're talking about Band-Aids and not 3 homers, 6 RBIs. And the team is 10 games over 500 here. And we're at the June mark of, I'm telling you. All right, y'all. Sports Guy Mike Show. As much sports as we can find. Coming up next, Broncos coach Vic Fangio says racism and discrimination aren't prevalent in the NFL. If Vic Fangio were in front of me right now, he'd get a slap right in his face. We'll talk about that and more on the other side of the break. Keep it locked, y'all. Sports Guy Mike Show.
Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is a licensed and accredited OBH treatment facility providing people services in the criminal justice system for over 6 years. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is located on 1826 East Platte, on the corner of Platte and Union, where the counselors are not only licensed and accredited, but also have life experience. They offer court-ordered DUI classes and any mandated court-ordered treatment. Use the promo code RADIO and pay only $20 for your initial intake fee for level 2. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling, where we help you feel better so you can get better and live a successful life.
Are you a first-time home buyer having trouble finding the right realtor that fits your needs? Well, look no further. Call Brandy Mendones with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty at 719-291-4678. Take a journey into real estate with a top-notch company and a top-notch hands-on realtor that has your real estate success in mind.
I've been in the Colorado Springs area for 14 years, and I love experiencing everything the beautiful state of Colorado has to offer. I've raised my children here and would love to help you find your next home in Southern Colorado.
Call Brandy at 719-291-4678 with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty, where
home and happiness happen.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. Professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop with affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest. Make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platte and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
Due to recent events with COVID-19, Liberty Tax Now can do your tax return remotely. Give them a call at 866-871-1040 or visit them online at libertytax.com. Type in your zip code to find your nearest Liberty Tax office today. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you do life, they do taxes.
When you bring your taxes to Liberty Tax, we'll handle it. No matter what you throw at us, no matter what you need, no matter what. And we're so confident we'll do a great job. You'll want to bring us your friends, your family, your loved ones, your neighbors, your co-workers. You may even want to bring us everyone in the world. But please don't. We're not staffed for that. Liberty Tax. Bring it. We'll handle it.
Are you looking to get away this summer? Give Venture Travel and Tickets a call at 719-357-7510. Whether you're looking for airfare, hotel, car rental, or even all-inclusive vacations, you need to contact Venture Travel and Tickets at 719-357-7510. Book your vacation today with Venture Travel and Tickets, the best way to get away.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Tonight, it's the Summertime Country Concert Jamboree, the SCC JMBs, featuring everyone who's been featured in all the other specials, plus Cade McAllister, premiering his brand new song, Country Things.
Cowboy boots, pickup truck, long neck beer, dirt road, new dog, old fence, farm tractor, front porch, Wrangler jeans. Girlfriend riding shotgun, gun rack, bar fight, drinking whiskey, dusty road, Nashville, cowboy hat, horseback. They're all country things. Country things.
Don't miss the 23rd biggest night in country music, the Summertime Country Concert Jamboree.
They're country things. Woo!
The SCC JMBs tonight.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show. Right here on 100 Mix FM, KCBR 98.5, AM 1040. You can always catch the repeat of this show on SportsGuyMike.com as well as right here on Facebook Live. Sports Guy Mike, Brandon Morrell hanging out with you. Hey, country thing.
Yeah, I'm ready for a jamboree. Hey,
You
any
like
type
that?
of entertainment is good for me right now because it's pretty bleak out there when it comes to the choices we don't have right now.
Right? I just thought it was funny. He's like, country things, girlfriend, gun rack, gun. I'm like, now, as Larry the Cable Guy would say, now that's funny right there. I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
He would. He sure would.
Oh, man. So, Broncos, Vic Fangio. Okay. So, Denver Broncos head coach Vic Fangio called George Floyd's death a social issue that we'll all have to join in to correct, but said he doesn't see discrimination or racism as problems overall in the NFL. Vic's quotes were, I think our problems in the NFL along those lines are minimal. We are a league of mediocrity. You earn what you get what you earn. I don't see racism at all in the NFL. I don't see discrimination in the NFL, is what Fangio told reporters Tuesday in an interview. We all live together, joined as one for one common goal, and we all intermingle and mix tremendously. If society reflected an NFL team, we'd all be great. Now, of course, a couple guys come out and had something to say. Seattle Seahawks running back Chris Carson took exception to Fangio's view of the league, calling the Broncos coach a joke. In a tweet on Sunday, as well as teammate Quandre Diggs also weighed in on Twitter asking, is he blind? Now, we all know what happened to George Floyd, and before I dig into Vic Fangio, I will say this. He did say, quote, I was shocked, sad, and angry when I saw what the policeman did to handcuff George Floyd on his stomach, and that led to his death. He should be punished to the full extent of the law of the crimes he was charged with, in addition to being charged with treason for failing to uphold the badge and uniform he was entrusted with. It's a social issue that we all have to join in to correct. So I give him credit for saying that. That was probably the most sane thing that he said in that entire interview. Now you got to remember, I'm here in Colorado. It was the first thing that popped up on the news last night.
Mm-hmm.
If Vic Fangio is that ignorant to think that there's not racism and discrimination in the NFL, I mean, I'm glad that he thinks and sees what happened to George Floyd as being a complete travesty and disgust, and I'm glad he sees that part of it. But is he not aware of, I mean, I'll take a sliver of all this and I'll just talk about the Rooney Rule. How is there not discrimination when, look how long it took until, and I don't want to quote the year because I don't know what year, but I do know that when you go back and we had to wait for Art Shell to be the first black coach. I mean, sorry, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes that the Rooney Rule is in play, and after several years of having it in the NFL, it hasn't been looked at as something serious because too many teams are blowing it off. They're not using it. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. So now Goodell, with the push of other owners, had to go out and fix the Rooney Rule and add things to it. Why? Why do we have to keep doing that? Why not just say, look, here's the deal. You have to bring somebody in of minority. You have to. It's only fair. Y'all not doing it. And here's the problem. The reason a rule has to be put in like that is because people don't want it to be like that. Hence racism. I just don't understand why he thinks that the NFL is kumbaya. I don't see it that way. I don't know how he sees it that way.
Tell you what it reminds me of. Okay, back to example. Okay, being a high school teacher. Okay, I put rules in place at the beginning of the year for my students and for all my classes. Just because I put rules in place does not mean the students are going to follow those rules. And so for me to do that, then I have to sit there and have disciplinary referrals.
Sure.
You know, 3 strikes you're out, send them down, warning, that kind of thing. Whatever my class discipline rules are and consequences, which I do have them in place. But they know we're going to put something out there and try to work together on stable ground where we can sit there and say, we're going to have these rules in place. If you break them, here are those consequences. And we talk about it over and over and over. So my thing is, yeah, I get the point of meritocracy and you earn what you get. I get that. But look, every sports league, Mike, has their problems. All of them have issues that they can't ever resolve. And they put out something out there, you know, through all this crap right now we're talking about and we get tired of talking about. Okay, when is the return to play protocol, the economic provisions on it? Well, they're sitting here trying to sit here and start a race that's never going to cross the finish line. It's like, you can have all this dialogue and nitpick on all this stuff, but man, when is the concrete document coming across the commissioner's desk to freaking sign? So my problem with it, and yes, I was astounded by the comments at the same time. Holy crap. I mean, are you kidding me? You made a great point with the Rooney Rule because there should be more minority head coaches in the NFL. I've always been for that. And with 32 teams now, you can't tell me such a small percentage. Yeah, I went back to Art Shell in those days. Art Shell, fantastic coach with that time, the Oakland Raiders. So my problem is with it, I feel, again, people have to speak their minds on something just to create some controversy right now. And I commend Carson for coming out saying it's a joke and that kind of thing. There were parts of it that I didn't get to read the entire article, but I mean, just the first part of it really was astounding to me at the same time. And I think in every walk of life you do, it's something we have to deal with, like you said, discrimination and, you know, racism. We all put up with it in some sort of matter. And it's how we uphold ourselves as adults and as, you know, just good people, good humanitarian people to be able to do what's right and do what's humane, to be something that don't get caught up in all that negative stuff.
Sure.
Keeping things positive. That's my biggest thing.
Look, the big thing for me is I always look at it this way. When you're in a position of power, okay, there's a reason that president, lawmakers, legislators, Congress people, there's a reason why there's always a teleprompter, okay? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because doing what I've done for years in radio and video and television, stuff like that, You always want to rehearse what you have to say. Sometimes I'm not always the great at it, but I have it already in my head. And before I hit record or before I hit send or post, I always go back over and I think about or listen to what I've said and what I've recorded.
Yep.
It's not always what I want, but the good thing about going over it is so that I don't say something stupid. Now, I'm not comparing myself to Vic Fangio in any way, shape, or form. What I am saying is that I'm smarter than Vic Fangio because I think about what I'm going to say before I say it most of the time.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not an NFL head coach. I'm also not a man. I'm also not a leader of men that are black, white, yellow, and brown. Does that make sense?
It does.
He is. So in that instance, you have to be smarter. You just have to be. Vic Fangio looked like he was sitting in a chair somewhere with that stupid Zoom, background with the Denver Bronco thing. It was all disheveled. He looked like he was just kind of chilling at the house, and that's fine. But what you should have done, Vic, was you should have written everything down. You should have read over what you wanted to say. Sometimes, and especially with what's going on, and I hate to use this term, with the current climate situation, you got to be smarter than that. You have to. And put it, it's not going to kill you, Vic. Take out a pad, little pen, write the shit down. Write stuff down.
About an iPhone, just type it up. I mean, start
Or,
typing.
yeah, go to your computer. Type it down. It's really, really easy. Excuse me, and he didn't do that. And unfortunately, now he's catching the backlash for it. Look, I'm not saying that I dislike Vic Fangio in any way, shape, or form. I think he's one of the best coaches that Denver's seen in quite some time. But at the same time, you still have to think before you open your big fat mouth, Vic. And you have to make sure that what you're saying is poignant and have a little bit of, I don't know, backup behind it. Problem is you said something that was so ludicrous that now everybody's going to tear you a new one.
And realize what comes out of your mouth, too, has impact on it, too, at the same time.
Right.
That's my biggest problem is the fact is I have to be very, very, as members of media, and we do the show here, and, of course, my experience over doing it, we put our foot in our mouth before. We've all done that in different aspects of life, business, personal, things that happen for us, and we've got, the consequences for it, too, at the same time. So, legalities you've got to uphold and other restrictions and stuff like that. You got to be really careful, what you say. I don't even know if this was something where he's like, man, let me just go ahead and say this to feel good about myself or just to put an opinion out there, just to create something. Since there is no other news, I got to put something out there for that area of the part of the country there on the West Coast. But, at the same time, look, man of power. He's a leader of, like I said, professional athletes. Maybe he just had a strong opinion. And you're right. He wasn't thinking about what he said before he said it. And he just kind of put it out there. So, again, do I see it having a long-term impact or something like that? I mean, who knows? But it's pretty much like you said, it's opinion and it's what people read into it, what they make out of it, and they kind of formulate their own opinion about it. So
problem is, it's just bad timing.
It is bad timing.
Bad timing, Vic.
Given the situation, yeah.
I mean, it's just dumb. Now, Ronnie said something right before we started the segment, and I didn't get a chance to read it. Ronnie said, "I want to apologize to Colin Kaepernick." His protest was more peaceful than what's going on now. I completely agree. Yep. Some people like myself will still stand by the fact that I stood by Colin Kaepernick and what he was trying to lament and what he was trying to say. I just thought that his timing and where he did it was crappy. And I hear what you're saying, Ronnie, for sure. Margie said about what Vic Fangio said, that some people say something just so that they can feel good about themselves. Look, I stood up for what's going on. They need to realize that what comes out of their mouth has impact. So please watch what you are saying. So thank you guys, Ronnie and Margie, for saying that. But yeah, it is. It goes back to you're a leader of men. You're a coach. You're in the spotlight. And I think sometimes guys just forget and they just say what comes out of their mouths and there's zero filter. And unfortunately, there's going to be repercussions behind it, not just for what you said, but by the fans, by some of your players, which None of them have come out and said anything yet, but I mean, and I'm sure John Elway has probably already sent out an email saying, look, we're going to address this situation. Give us a minute before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or somebody's going to come out and say something here any day now is my thought process behind it.
And it starts a snowball effect, like you said, because then emails go out and then he said, she said, you get into that whole battle too at the same time. And I think it's just one of those things. Maybe John put in there too, hey, let's not talk about it right now. Maybe this is going to be an in-house issue that we discuss as a team. And then we'll actually meet up and hold a press conference and talk about it to, like I said, reporters there and stuff like that and be able to answer questions. But if you're going to do it, man, answer questions intelligently and don't be kind of a what about it, because honestly, this is something we're not taking lightly right now. And, look, Vic, if you get a pass on this one, you better be careful after in-house, because I mean, I was as a football coach, and you've done it too. You're a leader of young men. They don't have to be making millions of dollars. You got to be an example on the field. And I'll tell you this: in any line of work, leadership never or should never take a day off at the same time. And so for me, I know we showed up, worked 60-hour weeks. We didn't complain. We got there. We got the job done. We drove buses. We took everything down. But whatever came out of our mouth after a game, man, if we didn't walk off that field with the dignity and uphold our class when it came to good sportsmanship, we weren't back on that field the next week, and then we were called behind closed doors to kind of iron everything out. So you got to be, man, just really careful and realize, like Margie said, what comes out of your mouth has real impact.
Absolutely. Courtney Cronin over at ESPN reported on this. George Floyd, of course, with everything that was going on, especially in the Twin Cities and across the nation, 2 Minnesota Viking linebackers are speaking out in response to a statement issued by the NFL on Saturday. Now, the league statement expressed condolences to the Floyd family, Breonna Taylor, who was shot and killed by Louisville Metro Police Department officers in March, and Ahmaud Arbery, whose February's death is being investigated as we speak as a federal hate crime. Now, in the statement, the NFL addressed its commitment to using its platform to, quote, in communities as a part of the fabric of American society, and added, we embrace that responsibility and are committed to continuing the important work to address these systematic issues together with our players, clubs, and partners. Well, Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr didn't take that too well, because they are also the team's social justice committee issued identical tweets denouncing the league stance. These guys basically want to know what the NFL is going to do. They said, quote, your statement said nothing. Your league is built on black athletes. Vague answers do nothing. Let the players know what you're actually doing, and we know what silence means. So these guys are not taking it very well. I don't blame them. You can't put out a generalized statement with what's going on right now. If you're doing something to help the communities that you say that you are a part of American society and the fabric of it, then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So these guys now are getting upset because it's like, stop filling us with hot air. Stop saying, oh, we're what are you doing? And that's kind of the problem. It's been the problem for a really long time, is that people like to say, we're working on it. We support you. Okay, how? With what? And that's been the problem. And I think that's why so much of this is spilt over, because so many people want to say things like, well, we're going to fix the problem. Awesome. How are you going to fix it? And then you have no answer. That's an even bigger problem, because now you're just bloviating. You're blowing smoke up my you know what. You're not giving these guys any answers. And, it's a great quote, the fact that he said your league is built on black athletes. These black athletes deserve better than some generic statement, especially when it comes to that area and what they're going to do.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's such a touchy subject, but I'm with you. And so the only thing I'm going to say about this is, look, it goes back to what we said at the top there, why the leagues are in pause mode, right now. It's because there's no, if there is any dialogue, there's so many, like I said, things to iron out, and so many things about money and other topics too, which is going to affect long-term effects of these sports and these professional leagues too right now. And I'm with you. Part of this too is that people are so upset about what's going on right now. If any of these sports were to come back, what type of product would we even see on the field? These players would be so distracted right now by what's going on, what has happened over the last few days, and even before the COVID thing. I mean, so much is 2020's already gotten off to a weird start, and we're not even, like I said, halfway through it, coming up this month. But I mean, that's my problem is you want to come back and watch something good on TV, a great product, but you want the players to have their focus on the field. And of course, I know a lot of their minds are going to be on their families and what's going on in the real world today, and basically how they can help. What can they do? That's the bottom line. And I get so tired of, kind of like you said, people just talking about it. Where's the action from it? My God, just get up and do something. And I was saying to myself in a conversation I had with a friend yesterday, man, be a part of the solution and not the freaking problem.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, take a stand. Either you're one way or the other, but man, do something at 110%. Don't do something half-assed. So that's my real issue with it. Is the fact is that, like I said, there's so many things going on in the world today that are even for some people out of your control. But at least ask how you can help and ask how you can, join the cause or whatever it is to really help out. And I'm with you yesterday. I thought more and more about that. What a great job by Floyd Mayweather to write that check, to cover the family. Like I said, nothing will ever, like I said, bring him back at the same time too. But I mean, until we get some type of justice on that end for those cops, I mean, I'm appalled by it. And for me, it's very much, it doesn't sit well, if you know what I mean. It really doesn't.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you.
It is.
All right, y'all. Keep it locked. When we get back, we're going to talk some NBA and what they're proposing. And we're just days away from Thursday's vote of the NBA Board of Governors to approve a plan to restart the season with 22 games in Orlando, Florida. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break, as well as a proposed date for Game 7 of the NBA Finals, which is October 12th. I don't know how that's going to work. It doesn't sound very good. And I'm also going to give you my final thought on some things that have been going on out here and what you can do to help. That's right. I'm going to help you out. Keep it locked, y'all.
Hey, Bill, sorry to hear about your car accident. How are you doing?
Not good, Mary. My neck is killing me.
Have you found an attorney for your claim yet?
I went to one of those guys that you see on TV all the time, and they said my claim was too small.
You need to call McDowell Law Firm. No claim is too big or too small. They specialize in criminal defense, DUI defense, and of course, personal injury.
I need that number.
You can call them at 719-227-0022. That's McDowell Law Firm at 719-227-0022 or online at McDowellFirm.com.
Thanks, Mary. I'm going to call him right now.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. The professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop. With affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest. Make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platt and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
Are you looking to get away this summer? Give Venture Travel and Tickets a call at 719-357-7510. Whether you're looking for airfare, hotel, car rental, or even all-inclusive vacations, you need to contact Venture Travel and Tickets at 719-357-7510. Book your vacation today with Venture Travel and Tickets, the best way to get away.
Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is a licensed and accredited OBH treatment facility providing people services in the criminal justice system for over 6 years. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is located on 1826 East Platt, on the corner of Platt and Union, where the counselors are not only licensed and accredited, but also have life experience. They offer court-ordered DUI classes and any mandated court-ordered treatment. Use the promo code RADIO and pay only $20 for your initial intake fee for level 2. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling, where we help you feel better so you can get better and live a successful life.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazing 98.5.
There may not be any Coachella this year.
But there is Couchella.
Coachella is just like Coachella, but even better.
Yeah, because you don't have to travel there.
You can experience it all from your home, on your couch.
Last year, Coachella VIP passes were $999.
Plus $150 parking fee.
But this year, you can see all the bands for only $999. No parking fee.
Yeah, and you don't even have to walk around later saying, where did we park the car?
There are other advantages too.
Like not having to watch Hollywood C-listers show up just in time for the headline act.
But you can be seen.
Yeah, just take a picture of yourself in a ridiculous outfit and post it on Instagram.
Don't forget your stupid looking hat. Coachella, it's just like being there, except you're not there at all.
Get your tickets now, or you'll just be home alone.
$999 ticket does not include $100 service charge or event password fee. All scheduled acts may cancel. No refunds.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show. You can always hear us on 100 Mix FM, KCBR 98.5 AM 1040, SportsGuyMike.com, as well as Sportscaster. And you can also check us out on Facebook Live. Just go to Facebook.com, type in the Sports Guy Mike Show. Go over there and like us. You know why, because everybody likes to be liked, and we're no different. And you can go check us out. Sports Guy Mike, Brandon Morrell hanging out with you on a hump day. We found out there's a Waffle Wednesday. Weren't aware of that. If I'd have known that.
Yeah. You got it. Hey, you know what, though? Like I said, hey, the frozen ones are just as good as the ones you get at the restaurant. So.
Yeah, hey, you sprinkle a little water on them, bad boy. You know,
that's it. That's it.
There you go. All right. So NBA, like I just said before the break, days away from Thursday's vote on the NBA Board of Governors to approve a plan to restart the season with 22 teams in Orlando, Florida. Several of the franchises considered to be title favorites are internally discussing how to retain some semblance of the home court advantage they fought to earn through 60-plus games in the regular season. Now, some of these scenarios discussed that were told to ESPN are as follows. Some of them are a little weird. The higher-seeded team being awarded the first possession of the second, third, and fourth quarters following the traditional jump ball to begin the game. Okay?
Jesus.
The higher-seeded team receiving an extra coach's challenge. Oh, okay. The higher seeded team being allowed to designate one player to be able to be whistled for 7 fouls instead of 6 for being fouled out. The higher seeded team being able to transport their actual hardwood home court from their arenas to Orlando to try to preserve the feel of their home playing experience.
Man.
And finally, an off-court feature in which playoff teams, in order of seeding 1 through 16, receive first choice on picking which hotel they will stay at in the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex and Disney World Resort. ESPN is owned, of course, by Walt Disney Company. How ridiculous are some of these things? Seeing that the vote is tomorrow? So.
And you wonder why we don't have basketball right now, right? Exactly. I just want to hit myself over the head with a hammer because all that you just read gave me a friggin' headache is what it did. Because
it gave me a headache reading it.
I mean, it's like, again, look, I've been here, and here's my problem with it is, again, man, it's like, okay, who did the NHL use as negotiators? What lawyers came in to their room? And I know it's still not set in stone, but my God, those things, I can understand maybe a couple of those things, but look, man, let's start with this to break it apart. I've been to ESPN's Disney Wide World of Sports. You have too. The Atlanta Braves trained there for years when I covered spring training. There are a lot of great hotels around there. Just call up one. You got the money, and just go book. Go stay somewhere. It doesn't matter where you stay, man. Just like, and then come on, the hardwood court. That is unbelievable. I can't even man. That's just it blows my mind when you read something like that talk about it too, because that's not saying it. Home field advantage. I get that, but to pack up your own home court, my goodness. And then, like you said, 6 fouls is the standard. Like you said, pretty much to foul out. The one extra foul, coach's challenge. I'm like, this is why. Yeah, I still don't think it. I think it's going to be rejected tomorrow. I think, like you said, wash your hands with it on Sunday, because, man, how much can you sit there and nitpick and say you want to come back for the fans and put on a good product? I don't care what format it is, 22 teams, 12 teams, 15 teams, just go play. I mean, go to the backyard, get on a court or something like that, put, 5-on-5 and let's play a little bit of, like I said, a round robin or whatever. But, it's because these people, like you said, in power that can sit here and get things they want to and get all the money, because money's involved in all this too for both sides.
Oh yeah.
And at the same time, and how can you say this year, if you even go to the playoffs, you're going to be able to crown a deserving champion without having to play the games out on the court? And I'm with you on the same. I still think the Lakers are going to win it, kind of like the Spurs did in '99 when they beat the Knicks in that shortened 50-game season and postseason. But I don't know, man. This thing is weird, and honestly, these certain provisions are going to really have a long-term effect. And I keep saying this, and I harp on it a lot too. What they're doing now is going to have long-term effects for their next CBAs in their respective sports. It really is.
And they complain about money and all that other stuff, but you're going to rip up a whole floor. So you're going to rip it up. You're going to transport it. You're going to put it down in one of these facilities, all which cost uber amounts of money. But you're going to sit here and tell me that, we're losing money. But you're going to do something stupid like that and try to spend more money on doing something ridiculous. Oh, anyway.
It's a headache. It is. And that's why I think it's going to fold. And I think, Ronnie was saying down in the comments, he votes no NBA. And I'm with you on that. If anything comes up this summer, it has to be baseball. But even that, I don't think they're going to be able to get that done and iron it out. I think it's going to be a situation to where they get, 80, 85 games. There's a postseason there too as well. But I think hockey, yes, I think will come back because they've already got the landscapes ironed out and they're going to have some type of season. NBA, I think it's a wash. I really do.
Dude, you gotta get those hub cities, man.
You do.
If they don't get these hub cities, I'm telling you, the first pro sports we may see will be football, because I honestly don't know if MLB is going to figure it out. It seems like they're kind of at a stalemate. NBA's trying to get this done. Even here, Adrian Wojnarowski reported at ESPN that as the NBA models a 22-team format for the season's proposed resumption beginning July 31st in Orlando, a time shared with teams at the latest possible date for Finals Game 7 lands on October 12th. I don't really know if that's even going to be feasible. I know everything's going to be out of sorts. And if these guys get everything back, all the dates are going to be all out of whack. Mm-hmm. These guys are not. You want to talk about trying to resume your season? What about next season?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 22 teams. Why do you need 22 teams?
And get players healthy that otherwise couldn't have played or had an impact on their team. Like I said, for baseball, we just saw Chris Archer go down with, I think, surgery. He's out until next year, 2021. So go ahead and fold it, lose the money, take the loss. You're going to recoup it fast coming up next year. Just start 2021. And the players that were going to miss the 2020 season due to injuries, Tommy John surgeries, allow them for recuperation time, spend time with their families. And that's my problem with it. The fact that you haven't got it ironed out right now, what makes me think in the next 5, 6, 7 days, you're going to put something in place that you guys can agree on, because you know how those things are. Even the normal labor agreements are always stretched out. They can't ever get 5 and 10-year deals done in those things, and they're so complicated as it is now these days. And it's up for a vote and stuff like that too between the players and the owners. So look, I'm with you. I think it's football. Football did it. It was the least affected sport by COVID because they were already in the offseason, like Chris said yesterday. And the fact is they get to play a full schedule. They just did a new 10-year CBA for the NFL. So Goodell's got something going on. They're smart with it. They worked through it. They went through all the steps and, like I said, dotted I's and crossed T's. And I'm at the point now, I'm with you, is the fact that, coming up for that preseason game in Canton, Ohio, and then stretching into September, this is going to be fun just to have football back, man, to play fantasy football again, do something outside of watching Netflix and Hulu all day.
Sad news that I have to report. Washington Bullets legend Wes Unseld, who won Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, has passed away at the age of 74. His family announced this yesterday. Quote, "It is with profound sadness that we announce that our adored husband, father, and grandfather, Wes Unseld, passed away peacefully this morning, surrounded by his family, following lengthy health battles, most recently with pneumonia," Unseld's family said in a statement yesterday. "He was the rock of our family, an extremely devoted patriarch who reveled in being with his wife, children, friends, and teammates." Now, Wes was the number 2 overall pick in the 19 NBA draft 52 years ago, played his entire career with the Bullets, won the Rookie of the Year and MVP in his first season in the league. The only other player to win both awards in the same season was, do you know?
Man, I tell you, guess there. I tell you. No, I'm just let it go. I'm gonna let you tell me.
Wilt Chamberlain. Only other person to ever do that. He went on to win an NBA title, Finals MVP in '78, and made 5 All-Star appearances as well. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Unseld family. My father used to say that, Wes had one of the tightest froze around. It was something that I always remembered about seeing, Wes Unseld with that perfectly bounced freaking afro. And it was something my dad always said. He said, man, he's got one of the tightest froze. And, but yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. And, our thoughts are with you. It's sad when you have to report stuff like that, but
great ambassador for the game, no doubt.
Absolutely. Some other quick headlines in the MLB. Japan exhibition canceled after 2 tests positive. Still got some more stuff going on out there. And, I know that there hasn't been a big uprise in it, but we're starting to see increases of freaking COVID cases. Look, honestly, these protests are not helping.
No.
And it seems like a lot of people have kind of thrown it by the wayside. I know what happened was an injustice and things need to change. And Bernice King, who is the youngest child of Dr. King and Coretta Scott King, told TMZ that being a protester requires a certain character and discipline, and not everyone fits the bill, but everyone can be a part of the movement. So obviously with everything that's going on, some things that you can do, donating to help bail peaceful protesters out who are arrested. You can also help with research. You can simply be vocal. Everybody has a voice. Everybody has a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, whatever you have. If you don't want to, and you feel like maybe you're not doing anything, then be a voice about wanting racism to end in this country. You have a social media account, whether it be 1 or 4 or 5, you have at least one. That's another way that you can do it. Now, Bernice points out that she's not on the front lines with protesters in this particular case because she's focused on achieving the desired results of positive change. So the protesters aren't in vain. She also suggests that a lot of work to be done, but lucky for us, her father set a pretty good example of doing that, and she's striving to follow his lead and get others in line as well. Of course, Bernice is the CEO of the King Center, which helps teach tactics and strategies for advocacy and peaceful protesting, which the USA right now can use a whole lot of. And, hopefully some of this starts to die down. But again, if you don't want to be out there, look, there are people out there that have no business being out there. Like I said, off air that you and I talked about. But if you want to help, be vocal, donate your time, donate money, help with research, reach out to an organization, a great organization I spoke to yesterday that I'm very proud to say that I'm going to be a part of. It's called My Black Colorado. Talk to some people over there, and we're going to do some things to help the community. So find organizations like that you can donate your time to. You don't have to be out here protesting, worrying about your safety, your things of that nature. It's not meant for everybody. Unfortunately, there's people out there that have no business being out there saying they're protesting when they're really just looting, or they're just going outside because they're tired of being inside. Do positive things to make the change.
So,
that's what's going to count.
So it's you're right about that too as well. And I think it's just only time will heal all wounds. That's what it does when you have to go through something like this too. And I think it's just something where, like you said, many people have to take a stand, but also to take a stand in the right form and fashion. Don't do something stupid. Don't do something that's going to sit there. And I mean, again, like you said, we don't need to sit there and tear up buildings in certain communities and cities that we've, hard blood, sweat, and tears, and people have come in there. Construction crews have built things for us. We need all businesses right now, small businesses, big businesses, everything. And just to get along, man. And like I said, you said everybody has an opinion, like everybody has social media, but man, be careful what you say on your social media accounts, because it can be misconstrued in the wrong way right now.
Absolutely. And real quick, today in sports history, June 3rd, Luke Gehrig became the first American League player to hit 4 home runs in a single game. In 1989, the Houston Astros beat the LA Dodgers 5-4. The game lasted, I remember this game, 22 innings and took over 7 hours to play.
I went to it as a 9-10-year-old at that time. That we left at about probably bottom of the 15th or something like that. But yeah, the 22 innings and the 5-4 victory too at the same time. Yeah, we were listening to on the radio coming back, and that was one of the highlights of my child. I remember that was one of the longest games in 1989. I was there. Yep.
Absolutely crazy. Sports and celebrity birthdays for June 3rd. Rafael Nadal, tennis superstar, who's beaten Roger Federer 9 out of the 12 times that they played together in a Grand Slam final match. He is 34 years old today. R&B singer and friend of the show, Life Jennings, is 42 years old today. CNN's Anderson Cooper turns 53 years old today. And Suzi Quatro. Now, you might not know that name, but you still might not know if I tell you she played Leather Tuscadero on Happy Days.
Okay.
Back in 1978, she had a hit called Stumbling In. She turns 70 years old today, as well as Denise Williams, who sang the theme song for Family Ties, as well as Let's Hear It for the Boys. She turns 70 years old today. Okay, I love eggs. I'm trying to lose some weight and get my workout back on. But today is National Egg Day for those of you that are interested in stuff like that. First of all, I'm not going to lie. Was not aware that there was a National Egg Day. I just thought, hey, they're eggs.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a national day for just about anything. I'm not surprised every day that I wake up and I open that thing up and I go, okay, what's it going to be today? 18 days until Father's Day, 31 days until Independence Day, 93 days until Labor Day weekend, and 99 days until the start of our beloved
Let's
NFL.
go, please.
You know what I'm saying? So
let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Before we get out of here, anything you want to say to the nice people before we go?
Yeah, I think I just found the negotiators the NBA and the Major League Baseball needs, because Major League Soccer now, lockout is avoided as players in league ratify the bargaining agreement to 2025. So now looks like MLS is going to return to play now. They got a new CBA done. So, hey, MLB, let's say if you're Manfred or Adam Silver, get them on the phone. Those negotiators for soccer, they're getting something done. So, let's say Major League Soccer's coming back. There you go, avoiding the lockout.
So Margie said, thank you both for everything you have said. Margie, we appreciate you for listening for sure and checking it out. And, Brandon, I want to say thank you, man, for being on this journey with me during this kind of turbulent time going on right now. We're both, we both come from different parts of the country, but we're able to be not just on this program together, but you and I consider our friends. Talk off this show. We're always trying to build each other up and help each other out as best as possible. And I just want to thank you, man, for, I know it's not always a comfortable thing for you to talk about. True. And I understand that. And I appreciate you hanging in there. And I appreciate you having a strong enough voice to stand up and say what you want to say and say how you feel about it and not be afraid to.
I mean, that's not. And like I said, I've been in the business, a long time. And I think it's one of those things, again, be careful what comes out of your mouth because everything has an impact on it. I want to thank you for this opportunity, for the growth we both have and the next steps we're going to take. For a lot of things, we talk off air about some things. We've got some huge things planned for a lot of things in the future. And I'm just excited to be on this run with you. And honestly, it's a great opportunity to be a part of a great program, no doubt.
Absolutely, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we will talk to you again tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, right here on the Sports Guy Mike Show. 100 Mix FM, 98.5 AM 1040 KCBR, and SportsGuyMike.com. And as we say around here all the time, don't sweat small stuff. We're out here. See it.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazing 98.5.